go a bit.
Now, a weather alert from the Fox 5 Storm Team.
And this is Fox 5 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist David Chandler. You've been watching Fox Weather live coverage of Hurricane Helene. Let's bring you up to date what's going on here in North Georgia. And wow, we're still seeing a whole bunch of rain, and we're waiting on the gusty winds. They'll get here as the morning rolls on. Right now, rain is the problem. Flooding is the problem. Look at Fox 5 Live Viper. The green flashing there. Those are active flood warnings going on. Flash flood warnings. Unbelievable how many we have. And the heavy rain continues out here in Cobb County and Bartow County. Pick a county, and it's about under a warning right now. Heavy rain from Noonan down to LaGrange, right along I-85. Some more again at Barnesville and Monroe County and Butts County, and then all the way over here toward the Lake Country, right along I-20, and then up in northeast Georgia. The rain continues there as well. Active flood warnings there in Habersham and Rabun County there and into the upstate of South Carolina. Man, we're getting just pummeled here in town. These numbers continue to climb over the last 12 hours, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. And that's a large stretch there. Pike and Lamar County all the way up through Buckhead and into North Fulton. How about that? All right. And then we're going to see some more rain on top of that. Now, the center of circulation of this Hurricane Helene, still a Cat 2 storm moving on in across Valdosta right now, and it's going to be climbing up kind of parallel on I-75, moving into North Georgia over the next several hours. So the rain, computer modeling just says it's going to continue wave after wave. We could see an additional 3, 4 inches of rain in a lot of spots. That is certainly going to heighten the flooding issues that we see. And then by the time we get into mid-morning, precipitation moves out. The clouds may be a little more stubborn, and it's still going to be very, very breezy. Forecast rainfall, here you go. This is what we're going to add on to what we've already seen, at least 2 to as much maybe as 5 inches of rain across the region. And then we deal with the wind. Meteorologist Alex Forbes joins me in the Fox 5 Storm Center. And Alex, already seeing some high wind gusts down to the south.
That we are, and that is associated with the landfall now of Hurricane Helene. As David mentioned, this is now a Category 2 hurricane. So here's the latest information on it. Sustained winds of 110 miles an hour. But here is what we have physically measured, meaning an anemometer has measured these exact winds in Florida and Georgia. In Perry, which is about 10 miles from where the storm made landfall, we have gusts of about 99. Saw that. In southern Lowndes County here in Georgia, 88. And then at the Valdosta Airport, 102 miles an hour. Now, here's the plan. It is going to continue the trek north very quickly. It's moving towards the northeast at 26. You're going, okay, 26 isn't that fast. Well, for a hurricane, that's pretty fast. And it is going to continue to make conditions worse here across metro Atlanta. Obviously, we've already had the rain, and now we're going to add the wind on top of it. Now, it's important to note in this last update from the National Hurricane Center, you see that tropical storm icon just to the east of Atlanta. That would be between Atlanta and Athens, so Barrow County, Gwinnett County, and in that area. And if that happens, we're going to be looking at the strongest gusts around the center there, so close to the metro, and then continuing off to the east on into South Carolina. As David was mentioning, it gets out of here by the time we get to Friday night. But one thing I want to caution you on is that as we get Helene out of here and we start to address the power implications that we have across the area, there is going to be a period of time tomorrow where the sun is going to come out, but we're still going to be looking at wind gusts of 20 to 25, maybe even 30 miles an hour. That is going to make the power restoration efforts a little problematic across the area. Now, it looks like the heavy rain risk living up to the expectation. We're seeing flooding in a handful of spots. We want to go out now to Cobb County, Lithia Springs, Sweetwater Creek. Eric Mock is there. Eric, what's the latest going on with you?
Alex, good evening. Yeah, we're here at Woodrow Wilson Park in Lithia Springs, and I just want to show you, this is a creek that runs through the park, but it's looking more like a small river right now. Look how swollen that is. You can see it's covering up a lot of the trees in the park here, and it's just kind of extending its banks here. And this creek actually feeds into Sweetwater Creek from the park here. So if this is one of the tributaries to the creek, you can imagine how full Sweetwater Creek is getting. And this is one of the areas that emergency management officials are most worried about. I spoke with officials in Cobb County, Paulding County, and Sweetwater Sweetwater Creek, you know, it's in 3 different counties. You got Cobb, Paulding, and Douglas. And this is all an area they said they are forecasted to get major flooding out here. And that's why they're telling everyone to stay off the roads here, because you don't know when this is going to, you know, exceed its banks and start covering the roadway. Now, right now, the drains are holding. They're doing their job, but you can see it looks like it's at its maximum here. Look how full the water is. It looks like it's at the top of the drain here. There's no space, no room in that drain pipe at all. It's all being filled with just massive amounts of water because the rain has just been non-stop out here. We've been seeing rain all day, and for the last, I'd say 3 hours or so, it's been intermittent, like really heavy downpour rain, like monsoon style rain, and then you get really light rain like it is right now, and it's just been going in and out like that for the past 3-4 hours. And that's what's causing so much of this water to just pool up in these low-lying areas or cause these creeks to really fill up. And again, thankfully right now we haven't seen a lot of flooding across roadways, but like you mentioned, when Helene comes in, it's only a matter of time when we get a bunch more rain in such a short amount of time, and then the winds are going to start up, and that's when we have the risk of the trees to start coming down. Thankfully, we haven't gotten too many reports. I just checked it with Cobb County officials before going live here. They said they've had 3 reports in the whole county of trees coming down, and none of them caused serious damage at this point. So it's nice that we're there yet, but they're predicting hundreds of trees that could come down once Helene moves through the area. So we're going to continue to monitor the conditions out here and bring you the very latest. Now, David, we're going to send it back over to you now for the latest on the storm.
All right. Nice job out there. Eric Bach reporting from Lithia Springs. And yeah, we're dealing with the threat of some more rainfall for sure. And this number is going to start climbing. Look what the power outages are doing down here in South Georgia. The purple indicating perhaps 90% without power in and around the center of circulation of Helene now as it makes its trek up to the north. Now we're starting to see some rise in power outages across the metro Atlanta area. Start seeing 10, 15, 20% out there, and that's only going to climb. So more rain, more wind. We will keep you updated through the course of the evening. A complete report coming up in about a half hour. And now we take it back to Fox Weather.